You know, I got to tell you guys, we're just checking in on this trim here that I cut out for my brother, and I want to just talk about the issue with warping. You know, a lot of people have it in their head that all the lumber that they buy at the store is, you know, something special because it's been kiln dried and it's been sanded and blah 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 blah. But a lot of that is, I don't know if misconception is the right word or just misunderstanding, but the only benefit to kiln drying versus air drying is time. It just gets it done faster. It doesn't do anything else special to the wood, and in fact, a lot of times because they dry it faster, it actually doesn't get it dried thoroughly and all the way through. And then you go to the store and you try to buy boards that you think are good, and you take them home, and next thing you know, they're twisted and curled up on themselves. We actually are fighting with that right now on this cabinet job we're doing, because we went and we bought the best, straightest 2x6s that we could get retail, brought them home, jointed them, sanded them, joined them all up to make a tabletop, and then it twisted. So, you know, that was the premium kiln drying, blah blah blah. Here we're looking at this stack of trim that I sawed out for my brother. Now I sawed all this out, I'd say it's been close to 2 weeks ago that it came off the mill. And looking at the stack, as far as any sort of risk of warping, the only thing that I'm seeing show any significant warp or cup or twist yet is this one right here. This one, that one's got a little twist in it, I guess. This one, no twist. But this one here, you can see if we turn it over, it's doing a rock. Okay, so it's got a big tip up in the far end, and it's kind of interesting. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to look at the cross grain on it to even see if it's pretty flat sawn. I mean, you look at the grain, there's not a bunch of whole streaky lines. It's a pretty flat sawn cut, as opposed to like this one beside it, that the lines are real tight. So this is a lot closer to like a quarter sawn. So that's going to be part of it. The flat sawn is definitely more prone to twist. You can see we got some really pretty blue stain actually forming up on it there. But it was sitting here on a pile just like this, and the ends are wanting to cup up on it. So I flipped it over. We're just going to see if it makes any difference or not, because now the ends are on both of the outer boards, and you can see we can push down on the middle. And so I'm going to see if just the weight of the board will actually pull that middle back down. But considering that one's got a little twist in it, considering these are sitting on top of the pile with nothing holding them down, no extra weight, this is actually really good as far as a minimal sort of warping. Now, if I leave it sit out by the sawmill and sit out in the sun, these things will darn near tie themselves in a knot. So that was part of it, that I had to get it over here to my in-laws in the carport, so at least it doesn't get the direct sun. You know, this is, and I've got to get, I keep talking about, you know, building a sawmill shed. I need to build a sawmill shed just so I've got a place to stack up my own lumber and not have to haul it all over here 15 miles away and then stack it all up again. But yeah, air drying, this stuff's going to air dry, I don't know, another week. I think basically until we're done with this cabinet job, and then we'll take over getting all this stuff finished down. I've got to plane it and sand it to nominal. We're only going to be sanding one side because, again, he's using it for trim. You only ever see one side of the trim. So we're going to plane it down to nominal, make a pass through the sander so he's got one nice finished edge to paint and have exposed. And that actually goes for all the trim, because they're all going to be, you know, just trim pieces or door jams. And even the 1x10s and 1x8s, those are stair risers and stair treads. Again, you're only ever going to see one, maybe two edges. You'll see one face and one edge, right? So anyway, there won't be too much finishing work on this. And that's another thing, you know, when you go and you buy it at the store, sanded 4 sides. Well, do you need it sanded 4 sides? No, you need to sand it 2 sides. So as we're processing it, we'll go through and we'll try to pick, you know, the better looking face. Obviously a whole lot doesn't change across 7/8 of an inch, but we'll pick the better looking face to make sure to be the sanded face. That'll be the exposed face. But again, he's going to paint all of this anyway. So I think he mentioned maybe he was going to polyurethane the stair treads, but everything else is going to be painted. So we'll just sand it smooth for him, and there you go. Anyway, just wanted to mention, this has been, like I said, this has been 2 weeks off the mill. It's been a week that it's been stacked up, drying here. And yeah, so far we're seeing very minimal warping, so that's actually really good. I'm really happy with that. I didn't bind it down tight or anything, so it's just doing its thing. It's drying out pretty quick, which is good. That's what we need.